Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Campaign Mode. In this event-filled week, we've finally reached the point where we've started the exploration stage of the campaigns. For 3 days, we have 3 separate events, each 24 hours in length, and we have just started Part 1. Similar to previous explorations, we've got a line of rewards here consisting of packs of cards, coins, and plasma, so plenty of rewards within this space of 24 hours. We're using the strike system, so you only are able to lose 3 times before you have to buy back in with plasma, I believe. The modifiers for this are once again an even playing field, so everyone has access to the same level cards. We've got 199 deck points, and the special unique modifier for this exploration is called the Aura of Rage, which increases the melee attack of all cards on the field by +5 at the beginning of each turn. Now, this only applies to cards that have a melee attack to start with, so that will have to go into your calculations when you are building your deck for this event. Now, we're playing as Eldari against Orcs, and one other thing, the mission rewards for this are the new Shining Spear card. It's actually pretty strong stats-wise, even at level 1. So this mission, the set of missions here, is actually active for the entire 3 days. So you've got 3 days to unlock all these copies. And there are actually 3 different keywords you can use, so plenty of different options for that. Now, I started off using the Avatar because it's one of my favorite warlords, and I thought it'd be fun just to go with the massive melee buffs. And it worked for the first 4 levels, but then I lost at level 5 because level 5 and I believe level 10 are the boss levels. So you do have to kind of watch out for that. The level 5 boss was Scragbad, and he was quite strong. Pretty difficult to beat. I ended up beating him with Rakarth, although the deck that I used was not very good. And I lost once. I have 1 strike, as you can see, which I got when attempting to face the level 5 Scragbad with the Avatar. So, just to show you what I was using. So with Avatar, it was just a pure melee build. And the longer your cards are able to stay on the field, the more bonuses they'll get from the Aura of Rage. So that's an important thing to take into account. I think Death Blow has the potential to deal some pretty devastating damage. We've got the Solitaire here, so it can be good as long as it's able to get enough buffs before it dies. I think Lilith Hesperax is also a very strong warlord here, although I haven't actually tried her out. I think she has very good potential because you are able to redeploy your cards, and the cards that go back to your hand actually keep the bonuses from the Aura of Rage. So the one issue with her is that some of the best cards that combo with her are actually ranged only, so you probably are not going to be wanting to use some of those cards. So for this, I'm going to be going with Rakarth, and I actually haven't used this specific build just yet, but we'll see if it works out. It's just kind of a weird mix of stuff, but I thought that including Psychers might be a good idea. We've also got Shields for some extra tankiness, the Grotesque for some damage, and then the Wraithseer with all 3 attack types and Sonic Blast. I think this thing could potentially be pretty good if you can protect it. We've got Healing with the Parasite Engine, and yeah, some fodder. We've got the Dire Avenger and Razorwing Fog. It's just kind of a weird, odd mix of cards. We'll see how it works out here, though. Who knows what the starting hand will consist of. But the idea is, I guess, to just go with psychic attacks, while maybe debuffing the enemy, and building up a bigger melee attack. Of course, at the beginning of each turn, everything's going to be getting melee damage. So we'll see which of the warlords we're up against. Gazgothraka can be pretty scary here, but we are up against Boss Zagstruck. I think this is the first time I've actually faced him in this campaign so far. They do really like using this taunt guy. I've seen him in almost every game. Alright, you know what? I think we're just going to start off with the Psychic. It looks like that's what is in the cards. So we're going to put down the Wraithseer, I think. Yeah, that's what it was called. The Wraithseer. Probably don't want it across the Big Game Hunter, especially because they have the initiative. I think we'll go with... Let's go with the Shadow Seer. And then... see what their final bodyguard is. Okay, so they got some melee. And I think we're going to go with this guy. Just put him in the middle. So... we've got no fodder on the field. Generally, I think with Rakarth, it's a good idea to put that fodder down early so your stronger cards are able to deploy later with increased health. But it's a little bit tricky here because with the Aura of Rage, you do want your strong cards on the field for a longer time. And so if you deploy them earlier, they will, provided they survive, be getting some pretty significant boost to their attack power. But, you know what, we'll see how this works out. Alright, so you can see the melee buffs going off for everyone on the field, and we are just going to go with the psychic attack. And I think we should be able to take out the thug who's taunting. And we are experiencing some lag. It's taking some time for the attacks to go off, but there it is. So that guy's dead, and we get +7 health to every single card. So hopefully that increased health will be able to keep these guys long enough, keep these guys alive long enough for it to count. But we are able to counter though, no matter what attack type they go for. So far it's looking pretty good. Sonic Blast, and we'll go with another Psychic attack. Alright, so far they've been going for the ranged attacks. This guy, Tank Buster, getting some pretty good melee attack damage. And there we go, some more boost to the health. Okay, wow. They are getting pretty strong. Now the Endless cards are actually not very good on this, because when they die, the card that redeploys actually loses all of the buffs. So, pretty big melee attack there, but fortunately they didn't actually have very strong cards on the field, so we're actually able to destroy them with a counterattack. And then the Sonic Blast is going to finish off the boy there. So these cards that are deploying here, I mean, they are starting off with 0 buff to their melee attack stats. So our cards that have been on the field for a lot longer are much stronger. And we can take a look at that. Again, the increased health there. Look at this Shadow Seer. Okay, it's only at 38 attack. This guy's getting feared by Gubbins, but the Wraith Seer looking pretty good. And let's just keep going with the Psychic. And we're slowly building up a melee attack throughout the course of this battle, which we can use later on. I haven't lost a single bodyguard yet, so it's going pretty well. I did get pretty lucky with the starting hand here. I think the Wraith Seer has just been dealing so much damage throughout this game. Free damage. Okay, the Parasite Engine finally dies. Alright, so, they didn't even have very big bodyguards, so... this is probably the easiest battle that I have seen in this campaign so far. Let's just go with this guy. Got the double shield. This guy's going to be really good on day 3, I think, because he's going to have 4 shields. When combined with Psychers, he's able to debuff the enemy melee, or not melee, but ranged attack, which is actually pretty good in this situation. Alright, and Boss Zagstruck is coming to the field with an initial attack that's going to be blocked by the shield. I mean, these guys just did not even stand a chance. The Wraith Seer was definitely the MVP for this game. I don't know how many, I wasn't counting how many bodyguards he took out, but it was a lot. And here we can finally finish with the charged up melee attack. Now the Wraith Seer it deployed on turn 1, and it is now at 70 melee. Started off with only 20 melee, mind you. So, it will finish with a total of 323 melee damage. And I think, yeah, this build right here is looking very strong. So definitely, I think going with a combination of Psychers and maybe a few melee units, maybe even some ranged. But definitely having the Psychers with Rakarth is pretty key. Okay, and the game is glitching a little bit here. Okay, there we go. And claim the rewards. So that was way easier than level 5 though. The boss battle was quite challenging because they had several big berserkers that deployed pretty early, and just the combination of cards in the order that they put them out made things very tricky. And also with Scragbad, every time you use a melee attack, all of the orcs on the field heal. So that's why going Psychers, I think, is good, because it prevents them from gaining the healing. So, yeah, Racier, definitely the MVP. Now, a lot of players may not have this card, so if you have any suggestions for what other cards to use with Rakarth, let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure because I haven't really experimented with much else, but I'd like to hear any feedback you have. If you use something similar to this or something completely different, if a different warlord, let me know how this exploration is going for you. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.